There are few cities on earth that offer as much as Beijing. There are so many things to see, do and eat in China's historic capital, Beijing. Visit the Summer Palace, a 700-acre royal retreat commissioned by Emperor Qianlong in 1750. Many of the original structures here were ransacked and burned by British and French forces in 1860, but the Summer Palace was renovated by the unscrupulous Empress Dowager Cixi, who retired here in 1889. The Temple of Heaven Park, Tiantan in Chinese, is located in the Dongcheng district, Beijing. It is the largest and most representative existing masterpiece among China's ancient sacrificial buildings. Covering an area of 2,700,000 square meters. The Temple of Heaven Beijing is larger than the Forbidden City. At the center of this vast metropolis sits its most enduring icon, the Forbidden City. Formerly home to a long line of emperors, this is the world's largest palace complex, at 180 acres, with 800 buildings on the site. You could spend days exploring here, but a few hours will suffice. Highlights include the Gate of Heavenly Peace, Tiananmen, where you can ascend to the top, where Mao Zedong himself stood, for an awe-inspiring view of Tiananmen Square, the Hall of Supreme Harmony, where coronations, weddings, and royal birthdays were celebrated, the Hall of Clocks and Watches, which displays ornate timepieces, the Gallery of Treasures, where you can see jade bracelets, tea sets, and other imperial possessions, and finally, the Imperial Gardens, the loveliest part of the Forbidden City. If you have any energy left, exit and cross the street to Jingshan Park, where a climb up a winding staircase to Wanchun Pavilion affords excellent views of the Forbidden City and surrounding neighborhoods on a clear day. As the world's largest public square, Tiananmen Square needs to be seen in person to be believed. The best way to see Tiananmen Square is to start at Qianmen, a historic gate located at the southern end of the square. Moving north, you'll pass Mao Zedong Memorial Hall, where the great helmsman's embalmed body is displayed in a crystal case, and the Monument to the People's Heroes, a 125-foot granite obelisk dedicated to those who died for the revolutionary cause of the Chinese people. Flanking the square are the Great Hall of the People, which can be visited if the Chinese legislature is not in session, and the monumental National Museum of China. At the northern end of the square is the namesake Gate Tiananmen, which serves as the entrance to the Forbidden City. The Great Wall of China is an essential part of any visit to the Chinese capital. How you wish to visit the wall depends largely on two factors: how much time you want to spend getting there and visiting, and whether you prefer perfectly restored or crumbling sections of the wall, or both. Only an hour by car from downtown Beijing, the Great Wall at Bottling is great if you're short on time and seeking out postcard-ready restored sections. Given its proximity to the city, however, Bottling tends to be crowded, so go farther out if you're seeking peace and quiet. Nearby, the Great Wall at Zhuyangguan is equally popular. Farther afield, the Great Wall at Mutianyu is significantly less crowded and the views are stunning. Here you can take a cable car to the highest restored section and then embark on a gorgeous 90-minute hike east to another cable car that descends to the parking lot. The Great Wall at Jinshanling is the least visited restored section within striking distance of Beijing. This is one of the few sections of the wall where overnight camping trips are offered, and from here you can embark on an unforgettable 4-hour hike towards Simitai, a remote and largely unrestored section of the wall that is best for adventure seekers. Just a short distance from the Imperial Palace, Beihai Park is one of the oldest surviving imperial gardens in Beijing. Laid out at the beginning of the 10th century, this beautiful open space takes its name from nearby Lake Beihai, North Lake, and offers many good reasons to visit. The spectacular Hall of Enlightenment, built in 1690 and home to a 1.5-meter tall Buddha, carved from a single block of white jade, and a large black jade vase from the early 12th century. The Beijing National Stadium, also known as the National Stadium or Bird's Nest, is a sports stadium in Beijing, China. It was originally designed for the 2008 Summer Olympics and Paralympics and is planning to be used again for the 2022 Winter Olympics and Paralympics. If you're into street food, you won't want to miss out on the Wangfujing Night Market. This long pedestrian street is packed full of vendors selling a dazzling array of Chinese snacks. This place is an absolute assault on the senses. There are the bright lights of the red lanterns, the shouts from vendors trying to lure you to their stand. The origin of the Peking duck dates back to the Ming Dynasty, about 600 years ago. Cooks from all over China traveled to the capital Beijing to cook for the emperor. Peking duck is an iconic Beijing dish, consisting of thin pieces of tender, roasted duck meat and crispy skin wrapped in a thin crepe, along with sliced spring onions, cucumbers, and hoisin sauce or sweet bean sauce.